We're visiting with Martie Haines, the Faith High School wrestling coach. And Martie, great to have you join us here on Black Hills TV via Skype.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's this year anyway. Hope it doesn't last too long. It's the kind of the world we live in with all the social distancing and things like that.
Yeah, it's definitely ironic. I've never had to deal with anything like this before. I don't think anybody has.
Yeah, no kidding. Um, had you just finished your wrestling season? I know you started in December over at Harding County. Kind of take us through the season.
It was a good season. It got to be long by the end of the year. I know for Faith, being the second year the program had been back in a long time, it was certainly a much more diverse and longer season than even when I was in high school. When I was in high school, we had maybe around 25 matches. And the kids this year, I think the three that had, all four of them had wrestled around 35 to 40 matches, it seemed like, by the end of the season. So that was certainly a quite a bit bigger year than when I was in high school. So it was good to have that many more meets. We had that many more weekends filled up with tournaments, and then during the week we had several different round robins or little triangulars or something that we would try to go to.
It's a great story. After you wrestled in high school, the program kind of went away, and then you and Ty Hale, and well,
Right.
mainly,
He's the
yeah.
Yep.
How'd that all come down to get wrestling going again?
There was just a lot of interest from the kids. They went to the school board and went to the administration and pushed for it. And the administration started poking around, seeing if they could buy a mat, maybe get a room built or something to have a wrestling room. And then Ty Hale, his wife, is actually the principal for the school,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of had talked to Ty and I and see if we would coach the program and see if we could get it jump started. And we decided that we could maybe take that under and get it going again. So it's been really good. We had a really excellent year for us this year. It was exceptional for our second year back. So I mean, we did great.
You bet. And you had the same four wrestlers that you had last year.
Yes, we had one that couldn't wrestle last year and did wrestle this year. And yeah, so there was one freshman, one sophomore, a junior, and a senior this year. And then we had a kid transfer that was unable to wrestle because of the that transfer regulations or whatever. He'd used one of his open enrollment already.
Mm-hmm.
But the four boys we had, they did really great. Everyone improved from last year. We had one kid that went 24-10, and then the other
Wow.
three boys all picked up several wins throughout the year, more than last year, and it was just a really great year for Faith Wrestling.
Very nice. And had an event pretty much every weekend in January and February.
Yeah, we had one tournament get canceled due to weather in January, and then other than that, it was pretty much constant. We had one weekend built in off, and then the rest every weekend we was busy, and then some during the week.
Mm-hmm. How about regionals? And did you have anyone go to any of the boys go to state?
We had our senior make it to state, and he placed third at regions, and we made it to state. Went to Sioux Falls down there. It was really a big deal. First time for me and first time for Faith in a long time. Our last state placer was actually Ty Hale, the assistant coach, back in 2007. He placed 8th. And then so we get down there, and the senior was Hugh Groves, and he was seated 15th, so not expected to do very well or not expected to place down there. But we lost our first match to the second seed kid. Wrestled him tough, but the kid was really good. He ended up getting, I think, third. And then so we battled back every day after that, and he ended up getting 7th on Saturday. So he wrestled exceptionally well.
Very good. Faith is a really great community for supporting their high school sports, and same thing with wrestling.
It was good. It was way better than when I was in high school. The support was it was good. Everybody kind of come together. There was a lot of this new deal with technology and everything. There was way more people from the community that could watch the matches and see everything unfold and how the tournament went, and
Mhm.
follow the brackets and follow each match to see how he was doing down there. And like when I was in high school, that was definitely not an option. There was no way. They didn't even televise the state placing rounds when I was in high school. And here now South Dakota Public Broadcasting had aired on the television the placing rounds, and then there was also ways to go in through the South Dakota Athletic Association and watch all of the matches throughout the entire tournament for both state A's and state B's.
Cool.
It was
So what's
good.
the
There
future?
were a lot
Yeah.
of people met us during the matches. It was great.
What's the future look like for Faith High School wrestling?
Um, so far, incredibly bright. There's a lot of young kids in the AAU program, which we never had an AAU program before either. And hopefully it can stay constant or keep building, or even at least stay where it's at, because we had around 20 to 30 kids this year, most of the time coming to practice at AAU. And then we picked up that transfer student, and then there's a couple of sixth graders that are going to try to wrestle for us next year, hopefully. So our numbers should hopefully kind of increase a little bit, maybe. So that would be fantastic.
Very good. And of course, once we get past this coronavirus thing, do you have any off-season events planned around the community for the wrestlers in the off-season?
We don't at the moment. I haven't even begun to speak with the athletic director to talk about anything like that. Yeah, it's kind of just fly by the seat of your pants right now, because I don't think
Sure.
the schools or anybody knows really what's going on. So we're gonna have to make plans later on. I'm not sure. Hopefully all the boys are very active in other sports. They all rodeo. They all uh, have active jobs. They all work. They all do things on
Sure.
ranches or certain aspects of life that way. So
Yep.
keeping them fit is not a huge concern of mine, because the boys are all very active in that sense.
Yep.
I would like them to try to lift weights or do something in that category this summer somehow, but I was hoping to have an end of year meeting with all the boys and maybe the kids that are going to come in next year, and have a little party for everybody, and the kid who plays at stay at Hugh Groves, obviously. And hopefully we'll be able to do that. But at this point, out till May 1st, I don't know how that's going to work.
Well, congratulations on a bright season, and we appreciate you taking time to visit.
Absolutely. I'm glad to.